Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube world. This is Steve Billionaird, and this is Billionaird Proverbs, another one. So for those that are probably maybe watching this video for the first time, let me give the background of Billionaire Proverbs. So Billionaire Proverbs is basically quotes that I've come up with. It can be motivational, it can be inspiration. It can also be for healing, wellness, and actually critical thinking as well. And these quotes come from experiences, personal experiences for me, and also experiences and circumstances through life. From others sometimes, from friends, family, or just seeing the world like I see it and society like I see it pretty much. So let's get right into it. And today's billionaire proverb, and I hope you all will enjoy this, we'll start like this. I usually, what I do with this billionaire proverbs is I will say the quote, I may repeat it like once, twice, maybe 3 times, because I just want my viewership to get it and understand. And I also try to, I do give a background on the quote and break it down and just give some perspectives of the quote to hopefully inform you and give you, hopefully, if it's motivation or it's inspiration or possibly healing and wellness. So let's get right into the billionaire proverb for this video. Let me start. And it goes like this. Pain in the physical, mental, and emotional form is a sensation that can either be temporary or prolonged. The decision is ultimately yours to heal and allow wisdom from the experience to make you stronger. I'm gonna say it one more time and then we'll get right into it. Pain in the physical, and mental, and emotional form is a sensation that can either be temporary or prolonged. The decision is ultimately yours to heal and allow wisdom from the experience to make you stronger. So this quote does come from personal experience and then just from personal experience from others. And I'm pretty sure most of us have gone through, pain. Pain, no one likes. Pain is hard. Pain doesn't feel good. Physical pain, throughout life, I'm sure you've gotten hurt, maybe been in fights and gotten hurt, maybe gotten accidents or whatever it is. But the pain I'm talking about is, I was explaining in the physical form. And then in the mental and emotional form can be after the physical form, because internally you can be hurt. Internally, it can affect your emotions. And then also overall, psychologically as well, depending on the type of pain. In this particular quote, I'm talking about pain from different bad experiences, negative experiences. Could have happened in your childhood, could have happened in your teenage years, or it happens in life. Pain from being hurt from maybe friends, maybe family, and probably more specifically in relationships, the pain that you go through. When I say it's a sensation, it isn't a sensation that is felt. So when it's the physical form, we know that in the physical form, pain, whether any parts of your body, you can feel it, obviously. In the mental and emotional form, now that's a pain that can last and prolong. Physical pain, we know when it happens, it happens. Depending on what type of pain it is, it obviously takes time to heal. And what happens when you heal? You become better, and then the pain goes away, right? But in this particular quote, when it comes to the mental, emotional, and psychological pain, and even spiritual as well, that's a pain depending on what type of pain you experience, whether in relationships or with anyone, your heart being broke, meaning that, the person didn't no longer want to be with you, or a relationship ended, or it could be something that happened to you, traumatically. It could be sexual abuse, and that's going deeper. It could be psychological abuse, toxicity, a lot of different things that may have happened to you or has happened to you, that if you don't get any help or you don't get any therapy, now it becomes, as I say in my quote, it's no longer just a sensation. Now it's prolonged. Now, once it's prolonged, now it's within you, and it can be within your spirit. And now it goes down that road of negativity. It goes down that road of, it really affecting you psychologically. And now it's not only affecting yourself, and which is the real pain and hurt, it can ultimately affect others. And then that's where it can go from the pain you're inflicting on yourself to now you're inflicting pain to others. We've seen different celebrities. We've seen physical abuse, mental abuse. It results into a lot of different levels of pain and abuse, not only to themselves, but to others. And me personally, and I won't share too much, but you can go through it within a relationship and not even realize you're going through this type of pain, because it can affect your confidence, it can affect your self-esteem, and now that's, again, mental, psychological. And now you don't realize that you're going through these different little traumas, which can come off of, and this is one part, toxicity, but now you're affected, where certain things that happen, depending on whether it's manipulation or control or anything like that, now you will be what's called being triggered. And the reactions is usually not good, because now you're realizing that whatever happened to you, whether it was your childhood, whether it was bad experiences that you've had in your life, you hopefully start to realize that this pain, like I said in the beginning, physical pain is physical pain. And hopefully you get to a point where you get medical attention, and then whatever is done needs to be done. And then there's a healing process, and then you heal. And yes, certain things, depending on what you've done to yourself, leaves a scar, right? So I want y'all to remember that part, the scar part. But internally, when it's prolonged, yes, it can become a scar within yourself, but then it can reopen. And then you not only are in pain, now you give in pain to others. And that's where it becomes really bad. So in my quote, when I say the part, the decision is ultimately yours to heal, what I mean by that is you have to make a decision. Once you find out that you still haven't healed, or you still haven't gotten over the pain of what has happened to you in your past, whether it's relationships, whether it's something that happened in your childhood, you may have been physically abused, mentally abused, any of those things. Now it done gotten so bad that you're now passing it on, or it becomes what I would call like a curse, and now is being put towards others, and that's when it's really not good. So the healing part, and when I say to heal, to allow wisdom from the experience to make you stronger, now is finding out and realizing that this happened to you. So you first have to come to the admittance of knowing that this happened to you. And a lot of times our pride, our self-esteem, how we think others is going to look at us affects how we want to move forward towards healing, or move forward towards seeing what happened to you in order for you to have been in this state. So once you find out, once you know that, yeah, you need help, you need therapy, you need to be moved towards healing, now you can take the steps, hopefully, to go towards that and get the help that you need, pretty much. So once you start getting the help, then you realize what it is that you went through. And then the thing is, now you have to open up to speak about it. Because in order for you to heal and get help from it, you have to be honest with yourself. And then you have to speak your truth. And then once you speak the truth, then you get the help that you need. And then from there, that's when the healing starts. It is because now you understanding what happened to you. And now you can hopefully move towards getting to the solution. And that's healing. And then once you start healing, then you start rebuilding yourself and becoming stronger. And then once you become stronger, the experience, although it was bad and you went through it, you learn from it. See, all things, not only good lessons, bad lessons too, we have to learn from. Obviously, we don't want to have to keep going through bad lessons or negative things or things that happen. It is life. Depending on our environment, depending on our family dynamics, depending on the relationships we get into, you can't foretell the future and know who you're going to meet or who you're going to be involved with, what was their background, what did they go through. But pretty much once you find out and once you get into those situations, now it's starting to understand, looking for flags, seeing what it is. And then from there, hopefully you have sense enough to see, and then now you can hopefully go the other way, or not have to get involved in it. Because once you do, and if you don't understand it, and I think that's the real reasoning behind a lot of things when people go through stuff, is they don't not only understand that they're in it or going through it, but they don't understand how they're hurting and affecting others. And as they say on when you on a flight, or before, they're going over the emergency instructions before the flight takes off. When the oxygen mask comes down, who do you put it on? You put it on yourself first. Because you have to save yourself before you're able to save someone else. And I just want you all to understand that. Pain is pain. We're going to have pain. Some people can you build a tolerance to pain, and you can build a high tolerance depending on what type of pain it is. But at some point, we have to understand that we can go through a lot of these different pains and come out of it stronger. But the hope is, depending on what it is, we do need help. And sometimes we can't figure it out on our own. And the most important thing I would say is, and this is what I was really saying from the quote, is being able to recognize when you have something that was a cessation and it built in you and it went from being temporary to being prolonged. And then once it goes prolonged, then there's so many different levels that you can stay in it. And then that's when it gets bad. So a lot of times, yes, I will always go back to the spiritual aspect of this. Prayer is definitely important. Prayer helps as far as centering your spirit and aligning your mind to talk to God and to get some words of scripture that can help you understand and help you understand that with prayer and speaking to God, God will open you up to get that healing and the help that you need. And a lot of times we need prayer because we can't deal with things completely on our own in this world. You know, a lot of things we need help spiritually, need help from people that love you, family, friends. You know, you need those different things. So the whole point of this quote, and I'll go over the quote one last time so now we can sum it all up and we can finish the video, is pain in the physical, mental, and emotional form is a sensation that can either be temporary or prolonged. The decision is ultimately yours to heal and allow wisdom from the experience to make you stronger. So I say pain in the physical form is because we understand and know when we get hurt or someone, physically hit, our bodies get hit or anything, or, whichever, or you bang into something, anything that can physically give you pain, we understand what that pain is. And also it can affect us mentally because it hurts and that's the sensation. But when it becomes other types of pain, your heart, your spirit, the things that you went through, type of abuse, toxic situations, any of those type things, then now the mental, and it also can affect you spiritually, and now it can affect you psychologically. That's something that you have to at some point be aware of. And then hopefully you have people, depending on what it is, that can talk to you. And if they recognize it, they can talk to you and let you know, like, hey, I noticed this about you. I noticed this. And I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings at all. I'm saying this to you because I want you to be able to get help and hopefully fix or hopefully heal from whatever the reason was that this pain is still with you and is causing you to not be functional, not only to yourself, but to others. So that's about it. I hope I explained my quote. I hope I gave perspective to it. I hope, I gave enough information as far as how I came up with the quote. But overall, to sum it up, what I'm saying is whatever type of pain you're going through, physical pain, we go to a doctor, we go to whatever, and hopefully whatever it is, we get the right I'll use an analogy, medicine, or we get the Band-Aid or bandages, or we get it fixed, repaired, another good word. And then there's the process of healing. When it comes to mental and your heart and your spirit and inside emotionally, that's a whole nother type of pain that if you don't heal from it immediately or within time, and if it prolongs, then that's something that can affect you psychologically, and then it can affect you negatively. And now that's something that goes down those roads that can it not only affect you, it can affect others. And that's what you don't want. So you have to first recognize that pain, and then you have to seek help and seek therapy to ultimately heal, to ultimately understand the reason why this happened to you and what that experience and how it affected you. And then it's the process of taking the steps to heal yourself. And then once you heal yourself, then the experience from it, although it was bad, now you understand why it happened, what happened to you, and now hopefully you're healed. And maybe you can share that experience with someone that may be going through something similar. And then you can give them your experience, and then hopefully that will let them know or unveil a mask for them to feel comfortable to tell you what happened to them. So then they can hopefully heal. So it's, how can I say this? It is full circle or circular. Hopefully it can be that, because a lot of times we all go through experiences, good and bad. And when we can trust somebody or can speak to someone and share it with them, then it makes it much easier for someone to open up and speak to you. And then you can give them the right information. So when I say the wisdom and experience, and not in all cases, obviously you're not, depending on who it is, you may not want to share certain things that happened to you that were really traumatic. But if you can, now if a person have gone through it, or even if they haven't, if they're knowledgeable enough to be like, hey, I think, you need to get help, or you need to go to therapy, to speak to someone that's professional to help you understand why it happened, why you allowed this pain to stay with you. And now what you can do to do something about it. Now, again, you're taking the steps to recognize the pain, take care of the pain, medicate it through words, through whatever is needed to understand it. And now you can go on the road of healing. And now you can go on the road of now becoming a better person and learning from the experience. And hopefully, obviously, being able to recognize it and for it not to happen to you again. And then if you can get to a level where you can speak about it and hopefully help others or help people that have gone through the same thing that you've gone through, now you're being able to give wisdom to others. And that's about it for the Billionaire Proverb. So I'd like to thank you all for, if you stayed and watched this whole video, for listening. I really appreciate it. It helps my watch hours, obviously. Please subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. I hope you enjoyed this Billionaire Proverb. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying talking about my quotes that I came up with and explaining them. I think this is a great way to give perspectives and breakdowns if people are, interested in it. And I hope they are, because I think a lot of times, if nothing else, I hope I say something within my quotes or within my explanation that will help you or may help someone else. And that's what it's all about. Motivating, inspiring, and giving wellness and healing through my Billionaire Proverbs, because it's all about giving good, right information, and ultimately, helping. That's the purpose of my Billionaire Proverbs and my quotes. Thank you very much for watching. This is Steve Billionaire. Take care. Have a great day. If you're watching during the day, good morning. Have a great afternoon. Have a great rest of your evening. Steve Billionaire, I'm out.